Hi everybody, it's Kaylee.
Hi,
And that's Pam, of course. You all know her.
it's me.
So, a little update before we get started with today's video. A little bit about ourselves. Let's see here. I was working at the TV studio and that ended. So now I am full-time looking for full-time. Yay! So, yeah, that's where that's at.
Yep, and I found a pretty cool work-at-home job that'll help fill in stuff. It's a 6-month contract, but it's pretty cool. Like I get to rank keywords on a web search or something. Anyways, it's really cool, and it pays well. The problem is that pay is once a month on a monthly, like on a 1-month delay. So it may be 2 months till I get my first paycheck. I don't know yet how long I have to wait for that first paycheck. But I got it, so I work at home now. Score!
Qui-Gon says hi as well.
Hi, and then Bilbo's like right here in my lap.
This little thing in the front. So, yes. And, but Qui-Gon wants to talk. So, we've gotten a real big question.
Right now. Come here.
And the question was basically, how is it that our relationship has changed dynamically since I came out as being female and associating as such and not being male anymore? So that's been the question, and we kind of want to attack it a couple different ways. I know for myself, there's not much that's changed with our interaction for how we work together and stuff. We still have our own communication, and that's our major thing is to talk. We're always talking, always communicating, always expressing how we feel.
Except for this last week, because I've had a cold. That's actually why we're so late on videos.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my gosh, what? I couldn't talk for like 3 days.
Yeah, you were a non-talker for a bit.
Yeah.
Yesterday you made up for it though.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. So yeah, there's gonna be coughing throughout it.
Sorry, it just is.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% yet.
Yeah.
So, anyways, go ahead. I interrupted you.
No, you're fine because it's. I was talking about the communication and how we've developed, and then you want to do something.
Oh. Yeah, no, I mean, as far as relationship goes, for us, nothing's changed. So much so that, like, our first time where we kind of went out to a restaurant, went to the grocery store, that sort of thing, we're still hanging all over each other, hugging, kissing, just like any heterosexual couple can, and gets old people that walks up and is all, oh, you guys are the cutest couple in the world. We don't get that anymore.
Yeah.
So that was a little jolting and a little jarring. And so we've kind of had to figure out how much of that are we going to pay attention to. Certainly there's areas of Kansas where we don't want to do that, and we're well aware of that because it's extremely, extremely dangerous. But for the most part, luckily where we live here in Kansas City, pretty open. We did get sat at the lesbian section of a restaurant one day.
Next to the brewery, though, so that was nice.
It was very cool. But, it's a restaurant we go to all the time, and usually we're sat up, like, right up front at the door.
Yeah.
And this particular day, like, they kind of shuffled us all the way to the back, and the next thing I know, there's, like, 3 tables of lesbian couples lined up, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure they just sat us in the lesbian section, I mean, I don't care, whatever. It was different. There's been a couple of restaurants where we're actually repeatedly sat in completely different sections when there's tables open where we used to be sat. So that was, I don't know. I mean, again, it's, nobody's saying anything. I don't know.
It may be in our heads, but we think it's something.
I just said like 3 times.
That's okay. We make it a drinking game.
I know. Someday. When I'm not so sick.
Yeah. And then some other great advice that we've gotten throughout the years was when we got married, We got two major pieces of advice, and the one that I've really stuck with is to pick your battles. I mean, really, you got to choose which things you want to argue over. I mean, what really matters to you the most? You know, is it going to be happiness, or is it the milk carton? Do you want to argue over how the milk carton gets thrown away, or do you want to argue about?
You did that one time.
Yeah, and that's when we realized about the communication and how it should work.
Did. Yeah, we did. Oh my gosh, that was a good. We spent some time on that argument too. We had just moved in together, and hadn't been living together for like a week, and
we've been married a year at this point in time, though.
Comes out with the milk jug out of the trash can and is like holding it like really close to my face. Do you see this? And I'm like, yeah, it's the empty milk jug. What? Why isn't the cap on it? And I'm like, because it's empty and it's in the trash can.
And why wasn't it crushed?
Was it because where it's going to start now? I don't care.
I don't either. But I got the elephant memory, so you know.
I don't care. Well, I mean, I care about your memories. But so yeah, so that was one really good one.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second one that I really liked and took to heart, somebody who had been married for a long, long time, and just been in love with each other as we are with each other, said that what you have to do is at the end of the year, you take account and you take a look at how many things were really good and how many things were bad. And as long as the good outweighs the bad, then it was all worth it. And you move on with another day. And so those are two things that we've
held to very well.
We have. We've taken those to heart and moved forward. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And communication, I can't stress it enough. I mean, that's when we find things that irate us even a little bit, or we find just stressors about life in general. I mean, the other night you got really emotional because you realized that when we have kids, that they're not going to actually have a proverbial...
Yeah, like a dad.
Right.
And it was really weird. Like, I didn't cry. It wasn't like sad. It wasn't a violent reaction. Like, it wasn't really that passionate, but it was just like, we were just watching a thing, and I was like, oh, that felt kind of weird. Okay.
But we never let anything build
No.
into being hatred or like festering. We try to be very open about our communication with each other, so that way when it hits us, we're not nasty. Don't be nasty. Just talk. And, you know, let the other person know how you feel. Listen to how they feel. And try to find...
That's a big one. Because you can talk at each other all day long.
Yeah.
But if you don't listen to the other person, then you may as well be talking to a brick wall. Like, you know.
Yeah. And I mean, there's going to be things that people might find that the other person is uncomfortable with, but you kind of got to work through it, you know. You know, maybe put their minds at ease, you know. If someone's uncomfortable with, you know, maybe Pam's angry because my ankles are thinner than hers, let's say. She's got more thinner ankles than I do. I'm just saying, just picking something. And she gets, boo-boo broke a light bulb. And so, you know, try to put her mind at ease about something, you know. Make it so that way it's not just a one thing of like, yeah, well, I'm thinner than you are. Make it so the other person feels just as comfortable, and that, you know, you're not going to hold it against them and stuff. I hope that's probably not making a point, but just wanted to put it out there, you know. Yeah, I don't.
Okay. I think if I was going to give like a piece of advice in the position of being a spouse of a trans person, if we're just going to, you know, make it all labely and make it a thing. As a spouse of a trans person, what I need from my trans person is, I hate calling you that, I'm so sorry.
Just call me your wife.
Okay.
Okay? Love you.
I love you, honey.
No, hey, I love you.
I love you. You know I love you.
Of course, I love you.
Okay. Can I talk
Yeah.
now? I don't think I can.
You can cough.
Now I can. Okay. I'm so sorry, guys, that you have to listen to me cough and blah. What I need as the significant other is I need to be allowed to feel however I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
And you do such an amazing job letting me feel and work through, like if there's ever a confusing moment or if there's a weird little, like with the kid thing the other night when it was like, oh, I'm not going to have, like, the kids aren't going to have, like, a dad. You just took it so well where it was just like, yeah, okay, I mean, I can see that, and it just, we moved forward and that was it. And you knew and trusted that when I tell you that there wasn't a passionate reaction behind it.
Yeah.
Or like a month ago,
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream where it was the weirdest thing. Mike is laying next to me, male form, laying next to me. And we're cuddling, we're snuggling, we're canoodling, we're, however we cuddle, no matter what the exterior is presenting at the time. And like Freddy Krueger style, like Mike gets shocked into the mattress. And the next thing I know, over here to my left side, Kaylee pops out. Like in full feminine, like what my subconscious assumes you will look like at the end of everything, right? Kaylee pops out next to me, and I roll over and I start cuddling with her the same exact way that I had been with Mike. But here's the crazy part, okay? So now you've got Kaylee and you've got me. Oh yeah, that's right. And like Mike popped up out of the mattress and was like absorbed by Kaylee like a mushroom fungus. It's kind of science fiction-y in here. But yeah, like got absorbed like a mushroom fungus. I don't think that Mike is a fungus. I'm sorry to explain it that way. But
Well, he's almost dead, so it's okay.
But yeah, no, like Kaylee absorbed it, and it was like, oh, okay. And when I woke up, I was just, apparently my subconscious had some residual feelings that I wasn't aware of. But we talked about it. I was like, yeah, that's no big deal. There's gonna be these feelings. There's gonna be these emotions. And the second thing that I would strongly, strongly suggest that we need from you, and spouses of, we need from you. We need you to know and understand that once upon a time, I was not a woman. I wasn't. And I had to go through all this influx of estrogen, and oh my God, all of a sudden I have boobs, and oh my God, now my ass doesn't fit right in jeans, and oh my God, there's all this extra attention, and people treat me differently, and there's a different expectation, and the world kind of kicks you down a notch all the time because, recently things are changing, but
No, I understand.
there's still a glass ceiling for women, so there's still stuff. So, and you always do a very good job of that. Like you get it, you understand. But I also know and understand that you need from me to understand that it's not exactly the same.
Right.
And I get that.
Yeah. And
so what's some other stuff that you need?
what I was trying to get back to was validation. That's kind of what I was trying to get at with my point that rambled on into nothingness, was you got to be able to validate the other person and let them know that you understand what they're going through. And maybe you don't fully understand, but maybe you want to understand. And so you ask for more information so that way you can give them the validation. Maybe there is jealousy here and there of different things, and you can validate, well, you you know, I understand you're jealous, but you don't have to be because of, you know, maybe there's this, that, and the other thing. And that's been something. And as far as like from my perspective of things to work with, I mean, you're so supportive. I don't even know what I'd do without you, honestly. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I mean, when we laid in bed one night, and she said, "I need you to promise me something. Promise me that you won't stop being you, and promise me you won't try to kill yourself." And it means a lot, because I mean the trans suicide rate is so high for such a reason, and it's so hard, and there's so much that happens, and that I just can't imagine not having you. And I mean, if you have friends that are there for you, at least have that. And if you need friends, find friends. They're out there.
I have Kleenex on hand.
So there's my cry moment for the day. So yeah, that's.
I can't watch you cry without crying. I can't do it. Stupid empathy. So okay, support is what?
Oh God, support is so big, and that way you can just let me be me and let me experience what I need to experience, so I can find who I am. Because it's like I know I'm somewhere inside of me, and being able to find that, and just be able to just exist finally without hiding. I mean, the word that explains my whole life for the most part is facade. You know, hiding behind a mask, having to dress in drag every day of my life, and having to pretend that I'm half of who I am, so that way I can just exist socially and culturally, is just hard every day. I mean, having to, you know, walk into the boys' restroom to go to the bathroom is so awkward because I don't feel like I belong there. I'm empty now.
You're empty now?
Yeah, for now. Oh,
For now?
for now. There was a pocket there.
There was another point, I think, on our list, and I forgot it.
I forgot it too.
Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
So that's kind of where we're at for now. I know this is another, obviously, a long video. I do apologize for that, but we kind of
Yeah.
It's a big topic, and there's so much to get into.
Relationships are huge. Definitely, always send us questions. The relationship thing is certainly something that we can answer because we've 11-year anniversary coming up in a month.
I know.
11 years.
11 years. That's 11 years being married, and we've known each other since
we were 8.
Yeah.
So I don't know the math.
And we're 31.
So 24 years we've been best friends.
23.
Sure.
23 years.
I just burped on camera. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm a mess. It's allergy season. It's spring. It's awful.
I had to mow the lawn yesterday, and it's been raining here. So, anyways, if you guys have any more questions or comments, you know,
for sure,
email us, and then also visit our Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have both those probably scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Mm-hmm. And we love you guys, and keep in touch. Mwah.
Mwah.